everybody, and thanks for joining Stamp with Tracy for tonight's Well Wednesday. Tonight we're going to be working with the Love for You stamp set and bundle with dies. You can find that on page 11 of your current mini catalog. And again, it is called the Love for You bundle. And there are dies that go along with it and all these lovely stamps here. I love the choices of the sayings in here. Each and every day, thanks for all you do. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy anniversary. Congratulations. Nobody gets me like you get me. I love that one. And friend. And there are 14 dies. Now these dies will produce the words in layers as well as individually. And I will show you with the samples that I've made tonight the different ways of doing that. And I will also include a photo in the comments tonight that is a photo that a fellow demonstrator had put out there for demonstrators to use. And what she did was put the layers together in a step-by-step process showing everybody the way that they layer. And it's very simple to use, but it's very nice to have that visual as well. So make sure you check the comments out for that. So there are the words love you so much that you can cut out individual, and for, so you could do for you. And then there are also backgrounds to go along with that, and I will show you what I mean by that. So other items that we're going to use tonight is the Stampin' Cut Emboss with the embossing folder, the Elegant Eucalyptus. And I ran that through twice, so hopefully I'll remember to show you when we get to that card. I actually did both sides because I wanted something all over. And then we're going to be using some Designer Series paper. And we're going to be using the Designer Series paper that I used in a previous video that went with the Country Floral suite, and it is called the Country Bouquet Floral Lane Designer Series paper. And real quickly, just in case you didn't see that last video, the gorgeous paper and backgrounds for this. I love these bicycle sheets. They're so pretty, and the flowers. And then this one, of course, that goes with the punch that comes along with it, and that has the stripes on the back and some hearts on the back. And we'll be using a sheet of this tonight, as well as some of those hearts. And then I'll also be using the 6x6 Designer Series paper of the 21-23 in colors. We'll be using that. And then from Celebration, I'm going to be using the Dainty Designs 12x12 paper stack. Now this paper stack can be gotten free with a $100 order. This is 48 sheets of 12x12 Designer Series paper, and you can see all the designs right there. I don't want to take so much time to show them to you all, but I'll see if I can just fan through here a little bit quickly, and you can get a shot at some of these beautiful colors. And I'll tell you all the colors that are in some of this paper. But it's got beautiful little designs, stripes, dots, squiggly lines. And then the other side as well, where it's just the same type of designs, but they're in multiple colors. I love this one, the little flowers on it. I know that was a quick skim through it, but you can look at it in your Celebration catalog and see all the prints right there. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it's such a great deal. 48 sheets you're getting, so it's 4 sheets of each design, 12 double-sided pieces for a total of 48. So we're using that as well. So I originally had done a video already, and I had assembled the cards, And when I went to play it back, there were some technical difficulties. So I am away, and everything's not going that great with the Wi-Fi. So we're redoing this, but the cards are already assembled, and I will just go step by step showing you the cards that I made for you tonight. So on this one here, I have the big, large background that I was explaining to you about the layers that go with this, cut this out. Okay, so that's the bottom layer, so to say, and I just stamped on it using the stamp this time, so it's not one of the dies. So I cut out the background. I cut out the dies, stamped the flowers, and cut out the dies with that. Now on there, I used the pale papaya ink and paper, and then stamped the sweet sorbet over top of it to give it some dimension. And then there's a little dot that goes in the middle that I also did in the sweet sorbet color. So this is an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of sweet sorbet. That is my card base. And then just 1/4 inch smaller is the pale papaya. So that would be 5 1/4 by 4. And then 5 by 3 3/4 of the designer series paper. And this is the ribbon that came in the floral suite, the country floral suite. And what I did with that was I took my satin red ribbon. This is a combo pack that comes. It's this braided and then the satin ribbon. And I just took and ran my tape over my ribbon, and I did that on top of my silicone mat, craft mat, so that I can just peel the glue right away. And then I layered it on top, and that's how I got this piece back here. I did that also, I believe, in the video with the country floral. So then I tied a bow, and I didn't glue those together. I just had both pieces in my hand together and made a bow, and that's how I came up with that. So that is stamped in sweet sorbet as well. And then I did a matching envelope for that, where I stamped the flower and did the designer series paper. And then here's one of my favorites. I absolutely love fresh freesia. Purple's one of my favorite colors. I have a couple favorite colors. It's so hard to choose. But this is fresh freesia card base, 8.5 by 5.5. And then I did the designer series paper from the In Color pack. That is only 1/8 of an inch smaller. So that's 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And then I did this piece of basic white, which I believe, gosh, I forgot to measure that. It was 4 1/4 by 3. And as you can see just faintly in the background, this is the one that I ran through the eucalyptus dye. Hopefully you can see that. And as I said, I ran it through twice. So I ran it through one time, flipped the card around the cardstock, and ran it the other way so that it's faint in the background because, of course, the first one got flattened, but it does have more of a filled in, complete embossed area. And cut this with the dies. This is the pale papaya cardstock, and behind it is the fresh freesia. Assembled that on here with Stampin' Dimensionals. Stamped my flowers, again, pale papaya, with pale papaya ink on it. And then the second, it's a 2-step stamp if you want to use it for the flower. And I did them both in the same color. It's very, very faint. So if you wanted to see more of a difference, you could use different colors like I did on this one. And then I did this one in fresh freesia and mossy meadow on soft succulent design cardstock, and assembled this and used a little bit of bling from the pastel backed adhesive backed pastel embellishments sequins. And this one I chose to make an anniversary card, so I stamped anniversary on there. And I did these flowers flat and then just popped up this one flower here and did mini dimensionals behind the happy anniversary. And then on this one here, I have the matching designer series paper. And then the last two are the cards that you'll have an opportunity to win. So this is that Dainty Design designer series paper, Dandy Designs designer series paper that I got from Celebration. You can get two. Again, that's with a $100 order. And that, again, in the background is the pale papaya, and the love you so much is in the fresh freesia. Then I stamped out some cut out some hearts with the die cuts, and did a stamp with the same color pale papaya on top of there. They're all layered with dimensionals, the love you so much, as well as the little hearts. And on this one, I did the inside with one of those favorite sayings, nobody gets me like you get me. And then again, I did some flowers. Now on this one here, when I did stamp the flower with the fresh freesia, I stamped off first, so it's very, very pale. And then the second step on top is the fresh freesia full strength. And then I just stamped a couple leaves there. Again, did a piece of the designer series paper on my matching envelope. And then here is that background cutout, again, stamped on. So it's so much love for you. And that is stamped with the sweet sorbet. Added a little happy Valentine's here. Thought one of them at least should be a Valentine's card. Punched out the little heart from that die set. And did that from the designer series paper. And then I used my Wink of Stella and made those shimmery. Hopefully you can see that shimmery there. But that was a really nice simple card. This is cut with sweet sorbet, 8.5 by 5.5, and then the 5 1/4 by 4 basic white, and then the designer series paper, 5 by 3 3/4. And again, this time, instead of doing the little piece of designer series paper on the envelope flap, I just did it on the bottom of the envelope. So with tonight's Well Wednesday, these were the 2 cards that I had planned to assemble in front of you and give those away as tonight's Well Wednesday winner. Now, to win for Well Wednesday, you need to like and comment as always, and then I usually pick my winner on Monday evenings following the Well Wednesday. So that will be what I'll do my best to do if it all goes well. As I said, I am away, so my schedule's a little different sometimes. Don't forget, if you do place an order and your order is under $150, I would like very much if you would use my January host code. I almost always have that linked together in the topic of the video, so you can just click that link to order. And if your order ends up going over 150, you can remove that host code just by clicking before checking out, so that you can claim the Stampin' Rewards benefits for yourself. So again, if your order's under 150, I'd love for you to use my host code. If it's over 150, then remove the host code and make sure that you pick out your Stampin' Rewards. And don't forget, it is Celebration, so every $50 that you spend, you can pick out a free gift, or you can take the option for a level 2 gift if you've spent $100. Thanks again for joining me, everyone, and don't forget to like and comment. Happy stamping!